If you've ever wondered what is the difference between personal and professional development, well, that's what this video is about. I'm glad that you're here and that you're asking this question. I'm Dr. Paul Jenkins, and I've got some experience in both. By the end of this video, you'll know which one to focus on first, and maybe it's not an either-or decision. So let's talk first about personal development, which is really about who you are, and then we'll transition into professional development, which is about what you do, and then it'll be interesting to talk about the overlap and why most savvy professionals are doing both. Personal development is where I have focused the last 15 years or so of my 30-year career in professional psychology. So think about your personal development, your psychological health, your relationships, everything that goes into your psychology. If we put that on a spectrum or a continuum, clear over here on the left end is the sick end. So that's where we have diagnosis, pathology, treatment, all those fun things. I'm really more focused on the other end of that spectrum. And to understand that end, let's go to the middle first. That's health, meaning not sick. You'd think health is the opposite of sick. I'm putting it right in the middle. You can be sick in bed with a fever. There comes a time when you can get out of bed and you're not sick. But that doesn't mean you're truly fit, thriving, prospering. That's over here on the other end of the spectrum. Therapy, which I did for the first half of my 30-year career, is on this end of the spectrum, where we have diagnosis, pathology, treatment plans. We work with the insurance companies. And there comes a time when you can get out of bed. Personal development applies the same principles that we use to get people out of bed to move forward and truly create and live a life that they love. That's where I put personal development, and it's usually supported by coaching. So going back to the spectrum, coaching is on the positive personal development end of the spectrum. Therapy is on the curative or treatment end of the spectrum. There's some overlap in the middle because everybody's got issues, have you noticed? And the same principles can apply that we use in clinical psychotherapy, principles and tools based in positive psychology that can help us to then move forward on the other end of the spectrum. You'll notice a little difference here too. When we talk about personal development, this is something that is not required to get out of bed. That's more on the therapeutic end. And the motivation changes. So for personal development, people are looking for more peace or satisfaction or happiness, or to reduce some of the annoying experiences we have around frustration or anxiety or depression. Depression, that sounded like a clinical diagnosis. Well, depression is also a typical human experience, and we've all experienced it. So that's what I'm referring to. It's like that middle of the spectrum where we all struggle with certain things. So personal development is about picking you up wherever you are on this spectrum and moving you in the direction toward that happy, fulfilling, thriving life. When you become a better person, as measured by your mental health and your energy and your resilience, every other aspect of your life improves, including work, relationships, finances. Everything is affected by that personal development. Now let's look at professional development, which is really more about what you do and becoming better at whatever it is that you do. One of my clients is an IT company that employs technicians and customer service personnel and salespeople. And this company offers certifications to their people so they can go get trained in a particular software or in a particular application of some form of technology. This is all known as professional development. As I've worked with the CEO of that company, most of his time is not about solving technical problems. It's about helping the people in his organization to solve people problems. And he's not trained for that. So someone who's receiving a technical certification might have the technical skills now to solve some of the problems that this company gets paid by their clients to solve, but they might be lacking in some of the interpersonal skills or the communication that will allow them to work well with their team and with their clients. And as I have consulted with this CEO, that's what consumes most of his time and energy. That's why he hired me to come in and help his team to have some of those, we call them soft skills. Now, what do we mean by soft skills? Well, communication or attitude or resilience when challenges arise. Are these really soft skills? No. They are powerful psychological tools that we usually lump into the personal development category. That brings us right to the overlap. Professional development has to include personal development. Why? Because every member of every team in every organization and company is human, except for the robots. And we're not getting to the robots yet, but when it comes to the humans, the personal development is essential and probably the key to effective professional development. It's what actually makes the skills and technical training applicable to real-life problems and moving forward with what the company is there to do in the first place. The most successful professionals are those who commit to both. And I'm grateful that we live in a time and age where people are starting to realize this more and more. I see companies investing in the personal development of their teams, and especially of their leadership. Great companies. I'm sure that you've had some thoughts about this as we've opened up this discussion. Please feel free to share those thoughts right down there in the comments. Let's start a conversation about how we can integrate personal development into every plan that we design for professional development for ourselves and for our teams. So you're wondering where to go next? Click on that next video. I've put together some guidelines for how to make a successful and fulfilling personal development plan. Click that video next, and let's see if we can move this forward.